Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All our phones are busy right now, and that's exactly what we want to see because every donation counts. Give whatever you can for MDA. Tim?
You know, coming up just in a little bit, you'll find out just how effective that those matching gifts were. We'll have a new total coming up in just a few moments. But right now, I would like to introduce you to Donnie and Sandra Abbott. And they are good friends here. They've just joined us here at the News Channel 3. And we were talking out in the lobby a few moments ago. Donnie has been diagnosed with
ALS, November of 09.
Okay, he's got a mic. Okay.
Yeah, I got a mic.
And also, we need to first, as we get into this, let's find out a little bit about you guys, okay? Because we have a video put together here, and let's just kind of find out what you've been dealing with, okay, as we get started. Donnie Abbott believed in the American dream. Work hard, love your family, and build your country. Now life will never be the same because Donnie suffers with ALS.
The first symptoms that I recognized back in June of last year, I had cramps in my leg. And it was real excruciating pain to a primary doctor, and he told me my vitamins had depleted. And he couldn't really give me the reason why, but he put me on vitamin D, all vitamins, C, just all the vitamins to do with vitamin D. And I took those for a month and then went back to him, and he said he had to do another test, but he didn't have the facility there to do the test. So he sent me to a neurologist. And then the first neurologist I went to, he looked at me for 5 minutes and told me I had ALS. And I just I didn't want to believe it.
We went to 3 doctors praying this is not the case, and unfortunately it was. I didn't know a lot about it, probably could say didn't know anything about it till we got the news. And our lives have been forever changed. I don't think to this day words express that. I still keep waking up thinking it was a bad dream, bad dream, bad dream.
Since his diagnosis, Donnie had to give up a few of his loves, fishing, water skiing. But his first love, working. Since 1973, Donnie has worked as an electrician for Union 474 in Memphis, Tennessee.
He's a workaholic, you know. He loved those 7 days a week, 12-hour days. He wanted that overtime.
He loves to work. He loves to get out. He would work 10-hour shifts and get off and cut the yard.
I was working in Brownsville out there on a TVA job, and I noticed that I was tripping, you know, on gravel or just anything in the way. And, you know, I was, me and another boy were going to get a piece of 4-inch rigid off of a pipe rack and move it over to another location, and I dropped it. And I knew something was wrong. Come home one day, I told her, I said, look, I can't do it anymore. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt myself or hurt somebody, you know, so.
Now Donnie spends his days visiting doctors, going through therapy, trying to adapt to the changes in his body brought on by ALS.
Everything in my life has changed. My husband and me have switched roles. I take care of him. I fear every single day of the falls. The hardest part for me is not knowing what he's thinking.
MDA is helping ease the burden of helping Donnie adapt to his new challenges. The organization acts as a support group and guides him through this difficult time in his life.
As soon as I went into the MDA clinic, I mean, everybody just opened their arms and welcomed me in there. I just can't say enough for them, you know.
Because of the MDA, those people are so much more than just a doctor's office or an organization. These girls, every appointment we're at, they're at. They call, they come to our home. They have what they call loaner closets. I can say, we need, or I think I might, they're there. I couldn't do it without the MDA clinic.
MDA is giving Donnie help and hope.
But I've prayed about it, and I have thousands of people that pray for me daily. And I've kind of just put everything on the Lord's hands, on his shoulders, and he's helping me with it. I tell you what, I can do all things through Christ, he strengthens me. But this is a heavy load, and he always says he won't put more on you than you can handle.
To watch it every day and see every change about him, it scares me to death.
Well, it's showed you what's important in life, and it definitely shows you what we all take for granted on a day-to-day basis.
Affected us, we had to pick up a lot of slack.
Oh, I tell you what, I couldn't do it without them.
Donnie and Sandra are here right now, and I mean it's been a tough time for you, but not just with the ALS. I mean, Sandra is a cancer survivor, right, Sandra?
Yes, I am. 13 years this past June.
Wow. And you're wearing something very special there. You're wearing a shirt with a lot of names on it. What does that represent?
This represents my ALS Facebook family.
Wow.
In honor of and in memory of front
and back?
Back.
Now that shirt
A lot of people.
has been signed, but I understand that shirt has also been parachuted down from 10,000 feet or so.
12,500
Wow.
feet that she skydived.
With that shirt.
Right. And it was pretty good until I saw Donnie's name, and it took a whole new meaning.
I understand. That's awesome. How are you doing, Donnie?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Every day's a new day, and I just, if I can get up and walk, I'm fine.
And you're getting around.
I'll get around good. I know a lot of people, are in wheelchairs, and I hate that for them, but as long as I can walk, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. What kind of support have you got from the local MDA clinic here?
I tell you what, those angels up there, when I first walked in the door, they said, "You're our family."
You don't walk alone. That's one thing. Anyone here in the Mid-South that has been diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, if you will let your case be known, these people will wrap their arms around you and just like you guys, treat you like family.
I tell you what, Sherry, everybody up there at MDA, all we got to do is call them, and they're at the house, So it's just overwhelming, the love and support I have.
And Donnie, you are an electrician. I mean, you're just a normal, average guy, just like anyone else.
Construction worker,
Yeah.
But that was one thing I really had to come to terms with because I was a workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to work, and I love to see all my brothers on the job, and support my family. And that's one big thing I just have to get over. I can't work anymore.
When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in November of '09, and I didn't really want to accept the fact that I had ALS, so I went to another doctor, Dr. Siegel, and he took a look at me and said, "Well, Donnie, I don't know. I'm not going to say you have ALS, but you need to go to the MDA clinic downtown on Union." And I said, "Well, I've already got an appointment down there." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." Dr. Kumar, the first doctor, gave me an appointment for down there. He said, "Man, if you can go down there, that's where you need to be." And I tell you what, he was right. Because Dr. Telethon Bernardini, he's the best doctor I ever seen in my life. He takes time with me, explains everything, and I don't know what I'd do without him,
You hear so much every year about Dr. Bernardini. Here's just another family that can testify to the fact that he has just stepped in and just done so much, and not just dealing with the patients here and helping them through this illness, but he's done so much research. I mean, the guy is just like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to muscular dystrophy. So, folks at home, when we're asking you to make the phone calls, this is why. This is yet another family that has been helped by the local MDA clinic here, the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And Sandra, I know it's meant a lot to you.
More than I could say.
Yeah.
These women are my backbone, the women of the MDA clinic. They're there, and it helps because I didn't know what ALS was.
Right.
Heard of it, didn't know what it was.
What would you say, Donnie, if you're looking right at the camera there, what would you say to your friends out there, anyone that you know, maybe even electrical workers?
Yeah, we got people here answering the phones. We would be joyful if you would make the phones ring and make donations to the MDA. It means a lot to people like me, and if you can, donate as much as you can, $10, $20, whatever, but make the phones ring, please.
Donnie, Sandra,
Thank you very much.
thank you for being here today.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Tim.
All right, Melissa?
You know, this is what